What platform do I trade on? I trade on 1inch. I don't really trade, honestly. But when I buy and sell for DeFi, 1inch exchange. That's my platform of choice. Why? Because it's a DEX aggregator. So I can go onto any exchange, any DEX exchange through 1inch exchange. So it has smart order routing. So it can send my trade to Uniswap, SushiSwap, and any other DEX and figure out which one is best for whatever trade and split up the order. So it can send half to Uni, a quarter to Sushi, and the other quarter to some other DEX like Moonswap, right? So this is just the most efficient way to trade if you're doing DeFi. I don't really use exchanges in terms of centralized exchanges. If I do that, I'm going there just to cash out, right? I'm going there to go to cash out to fiat. So I basically use centralized exchanges to buy my Ethereum because I don't buy Bitcoin because it's just easier to move to send money because I'm going into DeFi, right? So basically, I go onto an exchange with my fiat, buy Ethereum, get the hell off of there, go to my ledger, then go to Meta. I use that in MetaMask and go on 1inch exchange and buy. The only time I will use a centralized exchange is if there's not enough liquidity on a DEX, right? So let me actually kind of go through this. Hey, what's up, IG? We are live on YouTube, youtube.com/Token Metrics. I just want to kind of put you guys in here as well. What's up? So going through how I trade or invest, but I don't really trade. But here, I'll tell you exactly what I do, right? Let's say there's a new coin, right? So this is how I bought Idle Finance. So I went to CoinGecko. You can use CoinGecko, even use our own site on Token Metrics. I come here to markets and I look at the liquidity, right? I see what exchange it's on. So Idle right now is on Uniswap, SushiSwap, and Paraswap, right? I don't really have to care what exchange it's on because they're all on 1inch exchange, right? But the key thing to notice here is the depth, right? So actually one of our private customers was asking us about this, right? When you have plus 2% or minus 2% depth, what does that mean? That means it will take this amount of money to move the price up 2%, and this amount of money to move the price down 2%. So that's the depth of the market. So it's basically telling you how liquid is it, right? So basically, 6 or 7 grand will move the price up to 2%. Maybe that's fine for you, right? But if you're making larger orders to buy or sell, let's say you have 50 grand, right? I mean, you're basically going to be moving the market a lot. So one calculation I always look at before making any trade is what I call the liquidity ratio. Some people have a different metric for it. But basically, I come here, I look at the daily trading volume, and I get 5 or 10% of this, right? So this is 1 million daily trading volume. So this tells me if I want to make a trade here, I don't want anything that's, I want something between, let's say, 5 and 10. I'm sorry, between 50 and 100,000, right? So 5 and 10% of this, right? So if you have 50,000 and trading volume is 1 million, that's fine, right? The slippage there will be low. But the cool thing about 1inch exchange and also Uniswap, but 1inch more so, they tell you the slippage. So you don't even have to calculate this, right? So if you just go to 1inch.exchange, so let's go through here, right? So here, right now, it's showing 1 million daily trading volume on Idle for Idle Finance on across all exchanges, right? Uniswap has 848. Let's say 850,000. If I come here to 1inch exchange, I put in Idle. So actually, you notice Idle Finance is not here, right? Because it's a pretty new token. So you actually have to add it as a custom token. The cool thing is CoinGecko gives you the address, right? So you just come here, copy and paste this address into here. That's how you make sure you don't end up buying a scam token, because there are scams. People will make phony tokens with the same name, right? It imports that. And now you put in how much you want to buy, right? So let's say, let's actually flip this because we're buying ETH. So, and the cool thing about this is they'll also do, let's actually use stable coins. Let's use DAI. I think this will be easier because they handle the conversion for you, right? So you can buy almost any asset and they'll handle the conversion. So I mentioned what, 50,000. So if we have $50,000 and we wanted to sell that to get idle, that would be 7% slippage. So the question is, are you willing to stomach that slippage? Right? Depends on how much you think idle is going to go up, right? If you're just trying to get in, maybe that's fine, right? So I recommend nothing over 10%, unless you think like this is going to 100x or 10x, and you're just trying to get in. You're basically just doing a market buy, right? But typically, I would say if it's just a decent project or a good project, I think around 5% is ideal, right? So that's why with idle finance, I was trying to go heavy, right? But the liquidity just was not there. So I ended up just going in with like whatever got me to the 5% range, right? So that's how I trade or buy. I try to make sure I'm not being affected too much by slippage. This is somewhat subjective, right? It all depends on how much you're willing to stomach, right? Because if you're losing 5 to 10% on slippage and it goes up 100%, right? You're still making money, right? But sometimes people do want to kind of be particular with how they get in, right? But that's kind of how I trade. Let me know how you guys trade or invest. Now share down below.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.